story that scared the hell out of you, and ghosts and demons seems to be big business at the moment. We have the Ghost Hunters TV show and everything. Do you believe it? Do you think they exist?
I think the first thing that ever scared me, I wouldn't even remember, was probably an episode of The Twilight Zone when I was very young. But
which one?
I honestly can't remember. I just remember, you know, one. I think at that time they used to do like 3 20-minute stories, and one of the stories as a young boy really freaked me out. But really, the film that had the biggest impact in terms of a horror film has to be The Exorcist, really. And I think it's not only a great horror film, it's just a brilliantly made film, and I think it really stands up today. I mean, it's interesting because everyone talks about Intruders as being a sort of generic horror film, and I never really quite read it like that. I always thought it was something much more interesting in a way. I found it much more of a psychological thriller, and that it definitely has elements of horror film in it, and you know, it's very spooky and scary, but it's all the strangeness and the spookiness comes from within the characters as opposed to sort of, you know, things from the outside. And in terms of do I believe in it, I've never had experience. I do know people who claim that they have, and you know, until it happens to me, you know, I'll believe it if it happens, if I see something.
What frightens you?
What frightens me? I think being the father of 2 girls, my biggest fears are probably you know, the concern about the well-being and welfare of my children. Really is the biggest fear.
With the daughter in the movie being about the same age as your own daughters, does that make it a more real experience? And are they going to enter the family business as well?
There's no doubt that in the last few years, you know, that it's no accident that I've done a number of films where parenting has been a big issue. You know, I did The Boys Are Bad, I did Trust and Intruders, and you know, parenting a child is a big theme in all those films, and it's something that I obviously know something about, and it's also something I think is interesting to explore in film. And there's no question that when I read this script, I can't help but put myself in the position of what it would be like if, you know, and as you say, you know, one of my girls is exactly the age of Ella's character in the movie. In terms of whether my girls are going to the business, they do enjoy acting, but they're very young, and my biggest concern is if it ends up being something they want to do. I would never discourage them because I've had such an amazing time. It was something that sort of, you know, I discovered when I was at school and became a passion for the rest of my life, really. And I've had such a good time. I think to discourage them is not the right thing. All I would make sure and urge them is that if they did do it, they were doing it for the right reasons. That, you know, we live in a time where kind of fame and celebrity is very transient and easy and quick. And if it was something that they wanted to do, I would encourage that they took it seriously and put the work in.
Thanks.
Beyond Riviera Maya, what's your take on the topic?
Sorry?
Riviera Maya, what's your take on the